Hello everyone, Financial Fanta here, and today we are discussing whether or not GameStop has been saved, and that is why the stock recently has skyrocketed. I mean, it's gone up over 25%, and for a stock, I mean, that's a ton. 25% is a big jump. It went from like $4 to $6 like immediately, and then it went up to now it's at like $8 after market. I mean, it has almost doubled in price from where it was. Why is that? What is going on? Does this mean the company has somehow recovered during a pandemic? No. I'm gonna go ahead and just nip that in the bud right now. No, this does not mean that GameStop is saved. But let's go ahead and take a look at why this has been happening. Before we get into the why, definitely leave that like down below. Helps me a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And also subscribe because I'm so close to 50K. Why in the world did GameStop stock go up when they've been doing nothing but posting losses, closing hundreds of stores, and just constantly losing money every which way? I mean, they're a store that you basically have to go to. You have to go to GameStop for them to be making money. They need trade-ins. That means people need to go into stores. Right now, for the last, 5 months now? Oh my God, it's been 5 months. The last 5 months, people don't want to do that. People have been minimizing the amount of time they spend in stores. You go to any store, at least nearby, I've seen, and most of the time they're dead unless they're a grocery store. So how in the world does a store that requires people to come in to actually make money skyrocket in the stock market when we're still inside of a pandemic? That is because the founder of a pet food company, Chewy, bought 9% of GameStop. He bought a whopping 5.8 million shares. A stock will always go up when they see that somebody who has done well for themselves is now buying a ton of shares. The same thing happened back when the Big Short guy bought a bunch of GameStop shares. Maybe he thought other investment people would hop in, but for some reason, he and this guy now believe that the stock was undervalued for the time being. Now, I disagree. I mean, I, again, am not a business major. I'm not an economics major, but from just looking at the financials of GameStop and how bad they've been doing, and they've been closing stores left and right, I mean, that doesn't scream a healthy company to me. That does not scream growth. And to invest, nearly $30 million into a company that is in its death throes doesn't make sense to me. So you may be wondering, why did the stock go up then? Because the stock market is all made up. Now, it's not completely made up. There's definitely some things in there that do matter and do, people do look at the financials and stuff like that. So it does determine, what a business is actually worth. But most of, especially right now, the stock market is run by emotions. It is run by everybody just running from one stock to another because they believe this is the next one that's going to go up and they want to ride it up. Another reason that this stock has gone up so much is because the current market we're in is absolutely bonkers. I have now been following the stock market for a little over 2 weeks, and it has blown my mind how much stocks have been reacting to news, investments, and earnings reports. Because if any of those things are positive, normally a stock will go up a pretty small percentage. It'll react to it for sure, but we have never seen businesses blow up like we have right now. Zoom went up. It zoomed up. It skyrocketed when they found out that their earnings were triple what they were planned to actually do, and because of that, it went up like an insane amount. It went up $100 a share. It was crazy. It was blowing up. It went from like 300 and something to 400 and something. Tesla blew up because there was a stock split announced. Apple blew up because there was a stock split announced. I mean, there's just been so many different stocks that have just exploded because of news. And yes, a stock split will always cause a spike, but we've never seen spikes this big. If you look back in the history of the market, rarely do you see this much activity and this many stocks going up at such an insane rate. Some people are calling it an alarming rate because a lot of people believe we're in some sort of financial bubble, especially with the stock market. Right now, the market should not be doing well. It really shouldn't be. It crashed in March when the pandemic hit, but it recovered so quickly. And so many people got incredibly rich. I mean, the world's richest people right now and America's most richest people are richer than ever before. Elon Musk just surpassed Mark Zuckerberg. What is going on right now makes absolutely no sense. We're pretty much in an economic recession with people losing their jobs in the millions. We have a stimulus check that is not being cut to the general public that needs it. People are becoming homeless at record rates. I mean, it is a mess out there for the everyday person. So why in the hell is the stock market acting like this? Well, the first stimulus check, I feel like, also really influenced the market. It went towards a lot of businesses. I'm sure a lot of these big businesses took a lot of money that they probably shouldn't have, which basically made the federal government make the entire stock market go up. Also, these stimulus checks by a lot of people were probably spent on iPhones and a bunch of other products that they didn't really need, which is also why Nvidia also has been rocketing up, because a lot of people probably took those checks and turned them into graphics cards. Joke's on them, because the new graphics card is twice as good for half the price. Oops. And guess what's going to happen if the federal government gives out another stimulus check? The market's going to go crazy again. Now, there's the worry that the market is going to crash at any moment when the stimulus checks and the government help runs out. But we'll see. Who knows? I am, again, not an expert. So with this crazy market, that explains why the GameStop stock has almost doubled. It's because every reaction right now is amplified by like ×2. Back when the Big Short guy invested, it influenced it a couple of bucks. Now, boom, just skyrocketing. It's even going up as I speak. I don't know why. I really don't. It just seems like a lot of people are now investing as well. That's another thing. We're all stuck at home. We're all very bored. Even I'm in the stock market. I've heard lots of people in my chat and comment section talk about how they are also in stocks now because we're bored, We're just sitting around. And if it looks like the market is just going like this, a lot of people are going to jump on board because they want to just ride it up. They want to get that free money. And because more people are investing, there's more stocks that are getting driven up a lot faster. And that's, again, why it could be a bubble. Once again, when people need to start cashing out, when people start selling their stocks, they're all going to start coming down because there's less people investing in those companies. That's how it works. The more people buying in, the more it goes up. It's that simple. So when people need to start paying their bills because the government isn't paying for it anymore, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And hopefully I'm not in the market when that happens. So this giant increase in stock price, in my opinion, does not reflect on the health of GameStop as a whole. I still see it as a dying company that needed to change, and now they really can't unless they revamp their entire online infrastructure to make themselves more attractive. Because right now, their website sucks. I hate it so much. I don't know about you guys, but the GameStop website is awful. And I have not been to a GameStop since even well before the pandemic started. But now I'm definitely not going to go. I've looked inside, and it looks like a biohazard tent. And the store itself is kind of a biohazard because they're all pre-owned games. You're telling me that they're going through each one of these games and they're cleaning up the cases with a sanitizer? I'm going to need some video proof of that. After working at GameStop and seeing the disgusting-ass consoles and games that came in, and controllers, I can't imagine buying anything used from GameStop right now. And with the claustrophobic nature of those stores, too, I mean, most of them are like running out of a closet. You can't really have 6 foot between people when there's barely 6 feet between the register and the actual wall. So it'll be interesting to see how long this stock keeps going up. If I were to make a recommendation, again, not an expert, if you bought in before the spike, holy shit, that's awesome. But I feel like the market is going to correct on GameStop because, whenever they put out their next financials, guess what? They're going to be in the hole again. You think GameStop has somehow pulled profit out of their ass? No, of course not. Especially right now. They're definitely not. Even when the new consoles come out, do you know how much they make on those consoles? Like nothing. They make like $5. Guess how many used games people are going to buy when the new consoles come out? Like none, especially with the PlayStation 5 because it can only play PlayStation 4 games. So if I were you, I would immediately cash out and take whatever money you've made. Again, a lot of people have done this already. So you missed today's, not really spike, but increase, but I still feel like you made the right call. Maybe in a couple of months, I'll make a new video and I will be biting my tongue and apologizing and saying, I'm sorry, but that's how the market is. It's like informed gambling. That's really what stocks are. It is informed gambling every single time. I mean, I am currently invested in a company and the earnings report comes out tomorrow and I hope it does well because if it does, congratulations me, I made a little bit of money. If it doesn't do well, then I have lost a lot. And that's just how it is. There are predictions, there are histories, there are only so many things you can look into to predict what the market is going to happen. Most people did not predict that the market was going to spike like it did after March. I don't think anybody foresaw, Tesla and Zoom and Salesforce absolutely exploding. And that's just what happened. And that's what will continue to happen in the stock market. Just placing your bets wherever you can and seeing what happens. And that is what the Chewy guy is doing. That's what the Big Short guy did. If I were the Big Short guy, I would have sold already. But apparently he didn't because the stock is still going up. And if he sold that many shares, you bet your ass it would be in the news and it would affect the market and it would go immediately back down. So of course, like the video if you guys liked it. Comment down below what you guys think about the current situation with GameStop stock. If you think it is a sign of a brighter future for the company, or if you think it's very emotion-based like me, and you think it's just affecting the stock price and nothing else to do with the company. Also, let me know if you made money off this stock. I'd love to hear that you did. Thanks for watching, everyone. And as always, have a fantastic day. See you guys.